That frustration and disappointment when you do a video and that video has gone live and you end up talking about the whole topic, and only after the topic is done you realize that Facebook recorded only first 15 seconds of that. So I had to delete that and I'm back again. All right, so today's topic once again is about uric acid. The inflammation which happens on the toes, the severe pain which happens, and the ability to move around gets severely impaired because of the uric acid, or gout as it is otherwise called. What is it, and why does uric acid get formed in the body? What is exactly wrong? What are the kind of the food which causes uric acid? What kind of food are to be avoided if a person is having uric acid issues? What are the tablets generally usually had by such people, and what does those drugs do? That's the topic of discussion today. So before we go any further, please don't forget to like the video, like and follow our Facebook page so that you'll stay updated with all the questions, all the topics of discussions there. Alright, so gout. So uric acid actually is something which is formed from a content known as purine. Purine is normally seen in animal protein. It is also seen in some vegetarian sources of protein also, but primarily it is animal protein. And so the purine is purine which comes from the food is known as. We also make purine in our body. Within our body, so that's basically called an endogenous creation of purine that happens primarily in liver. It also happens in muscles, it happens in pancreas, etc. But the purine which comes from the outside food, which is primarily animal protein sources or animal meat, etc., which is metabolized in the liver, and the byproduct or the end product of that is uric acid. This uric acid is expelled into the blood, wherein it dissolves in the blood, which is taken away or filtered by our kidney and expelled through the urine. This is the normal method of how a purine metabolism happens. Now, but for a person who's having uric acid, what happens is that the kidney's ability to extract uric acid from the blood is slightly impaired. So kidney is not able to do that as much. So the uric acid is not expelled so much into the urine. Instead, what happens is that it stays elevated in the blood, so the blood uric acid levels stay high. So when such a person does a blood report, if the uric acid level is above 6 or 6.5 milligrams per deciliter, that's when a person has a uric acid, right? That's when we say the person is having uric acid. So what happens with when the uric acid levels are high in the blood is that body always try to keep this uric acid far away from the main internal organs of our body. So which are the farthest point from the main internal organs? That would be our fingers and also on our toes. So these things are deposited there, which forms crystals. The uric acid forms crystals and gets deposited at those areas, and obviously these crystals fall between these intricate joints, and that causes inflammation or pain on those areas. So that's what is gout is. So essentially uric acid is actually a kind of arthritis. It's actually very similar to rheumatoid arthritis. The only difference is that the rheumatoid arthritis is autoimmune in nature, wherein the synovial tissues between the joints are impacted or affected by the body, because body itself will attack those tissues and it gets degenerated. Whereas uric acid is not autoimmune in nature, but it essentially happens because the uric acid forms crystals, forms deposited there, and that causes inflammation. Yeah. Now the kind of the food which are high in purine are most of the time they would be seafood, especially certain fishes. They would be I don't know how do I pronounce this, anchovies or anchovies, basically are koruva, right? That you need to avoid that. Sardine, which is our chala or matti, you need to avoid that. Herring, which is the poomin, you need to avoid that. Mussels, which is the kakkerchi or the kallumakaya, you need to avoid that. The cod fish, which is basically the mullan or the muri or the kalava, so avoid that as well. Scallop needs to be avoided. Organ meat needs to be avoided. So no liver, no mutton, no beef. Avoid red meat. Avoid crab, avoid prawn, lobster, shrimp, oyster. So these are the food items that are high in purine. Among the vegetarian sources, dried beans is high in purine. Another thing which causes high uric acid levels is alcohol. Okay, so how does it happen? Because alcohol kind of inhibits the ability of the kidney to extract uric acid out of the blood and expel it through urine. So if you have alcohol, uric acid levels stay high in the blood. Especially beer, you should not have it, because beer, on top of inhibiting the ability of the kidney to absorb uric acid, it also has purine. Beer has purine, so it is a double whammy. So don't have beer, especially if you have beer, uric acid levels will shoot up just like that. The vegetarians, so the local medicine or the Ayurvedic medicine has many plant-based, flower-based things which are used for treating the uric acid. Most of the impact of it is still being researched and still not conclusively proven, only anecdotal, but they do seem to have impact in reducing the inflammation and the uric acid issues. They are chrysanthemum flowers. Chrysanthemum is nothing but jamandi. Dried chrysanthemum flowers are, I think Chinese used to use that, and I think northern parts of India also use them, these flowers, dried chrysanthemum flowers, for uric acid. Papaya fruit or papaya leaves also is said to have anti-uric acid capability. So papaya fruit juice or leaf juice, I don't know how that would taste, but then yeah, apparently people do have that for uric acid. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, they are also having certain antioxidant properties which reduces the uric acid levels. Turmeric has a very powerful antioxidant known as curcumin. So both for application on this inflamed area, on the toes, the grounded paste of turmeric, if you apply, it can reduce the inflammation there. And also having the curcumin, including turmeric in the food, probably can have the powdered turmeric mixed with a little bit of milk and have that. The curcumin in turmeric is an antioxidant, a very powerful antioxidant which reduces the inflammation and has anti-uric acid, reducing the uric acid capability. That's what it is about turmeric. Another thing is capsicum. You get it in different colors, right? Red, green, yellow. So what are these colors? These colors in any fruit or vegetables is essentially antioxidants, flavonoids, etc., which also is said to have anti-uric acid capacity or reducing the gout and inflammation. So they are all antioxidants as well. So these are some of the vegetarian sources or vegetables which can help in reducing the uric acid. The allopathic drugs which are primarily used are either exo inhibition drugs. So exo is nothing but an enzyme called xanthine oxidase. So these drugs are nothing but these inhibits these enzymes. This enzyme is what essentially converts purine to uric acid. So this drug goes and inhibits that enzyme. That's what these drugs do. There are also uricosuric drugs which basically increases the ability of the kidney to extract or filter away uric acid from the blood. So these are the common allopathic drugs that is had. So drugs such as allopurinol, such as allopurin, Zyloric, febuxostat such as Uloric, oxypurinol. These are the Goutinil. These are some of the allopathic medicines which is had, which essentially inhibits the ability of the exo enzyme which converts purine to uric acid. That's what these tablets do. So that's what I basically wanted to talk about. If the uric acid levels are high, apart from it creating issues on the joints and pain, it can also cause kidney stones. So there are uric acid kidney stones. Kidney stones need not always be formed just from calcium. It can also form from uric acid. So that is another problem of the kidney high uric acid level. So I think that's basically what I wanted to speak to you all today about. That's all what I've written. Alright, so I hope you find this as always helpful and useful. If you do find this helpful and useful, you need to do two things. One, obviously like the video. Secondly, do share it with people who are having uric acid issues and would find this helpful. Alright, so that's from me today. Take care, stay healthy, stay fit and stay young. Take care, bye.